Hello everyone. We are live, yes, but I want to fiddle a little bit with my setup before I start. Not sure if this will work, but let's see. Okay. Ah, no, it won't work. Too bad. I wanted to use a second monitor for the comments, but the HDMI cable is a different size. My laptop has a full size, and this was the one connecting to my camera, which was a micro one. Yeah, it's about time that I did another live. And this morning, or actually early this afternoon, I was watching Jay, and he was doing some spinning tops. And then I thought, hey, I was doing spinning tops yesterday, and why not plan the follow up in a live? Because I wanted to finish all of them. My process is slightly different than his because I'm pre gluing them. I have a piece of maple which I cut to a disc on the bandsaw. As you see, my bandsaw is not very good at cutting straight, so that's why it's so crooked. We'll have to straighten that out first. And I glued that onto a piece of hardwood. It's also leftover scrap wood. And we'll make a spinning top out of that. I think overhead view is probably not so bad for this to start with. All my spindle gouges have been sharpened recently, so let's go. I've put this piece in my collar chuck, as you can see, which gives me a lot more room on the on the head side to work, uh, because yeah, it's only 10 centimeters that I have on the stem of the spinning top. So if you want to do decorations and that sort of thing, then this is about minimum. But I'll start with making this thing flat and round. Looks like I have to tighten the screw a bit more on the collar chuck. It works quite well with manual tightening, but I was a bit sloppy there apparently. Hi Pete. Hi Steve. First viewers are coming in. Yeah, still not tight enough. I hope I can stick with manual tightening. Otherwise I'll have to look at my wrench. Fortunately, I think I know what it is. let's tighten it the other way. All the ones I did yesterday, I was able to just tighten them by hand, and now you see, as soon as I start doing this live, I get problems. But yeah. You get rid of this lump here first. Why is it so loose? Pretty clear. It's not gripping. So, but still, this is the right size. Sometimes you have to tighten these collar chucks quite a bit. Although this one seems still loose, which means I will have to switch to a smaller size probably. Ah, well, there you have it. It broke off. Not so good. Let's see how we fix that. That's 12 millimeters, so that won't work. I'll do that one later. I'll just take another one. I have plenty. Let's hope that was just one with a weak spot. So, as you can see, hand tightening. And this one looks as if it will not slip, so let's give it another go. Oh my god, what's this? Same. Again. Houston, we have a problem. Hi Rob. I did 4 or 5 of these yesterday, all in this configuration, and none of them broke. And now I have 2 breaking on me after one another. Let's see if I can grip it with this. I sure hope so. But I'd rather use the collet chuck because then I have much more room to work. But if this is it, then I'll have to deal with it, I guess. Alrighty. Something like that. There are several ways to make spinning tops. You can make them out of one piece, or you can do like me, save some wood and glue the stem before you work on the top. And these stems, they are actually waste wood. It was paneling, and I have loads of it. And I cut that into 12 millimeter strips, or 13, more or less square, on my table saw, and then you can round them off on the lathe and do things like this with them. Okay, so the bottom is, as you see, convex, at least on my spinning tops, and the top is somewhat concave. This is one of my shop's latest acquisitions, a 3/8 spindle gouge, Robert Sorby, and I should have bought it ages ago. It's such a nice tool. Okay, so the order of operation here is that, I mean, why not make a groove there? I try to do them all differently, but the order of operation is that I first make them somewhat to shape like this, but I keep the foot on for now, or the tailstock, because otherwise I will not have enough support to do the decorating. Okay. Switch to my large tool rest, because then I can swing it out just that bit further that I need for my decoration tool. Turn the speed down a bit. Here you have it. I will switch camera. It's then you have a better view. There we are. Try to bring it in a bit closer still. Ah, that should do it. Oh yeah. And with this Sorby tool, it's really a guessing game for me. I know more people are struggling with it, but one of the easier decorations that I get right most of the time is this one. It's called orange peel. I'm using the 90-degree side of the cutting wheel, and all you do is just bump lightly into the wood. And it doesn't look like much, but actually when it's covered in paint, it's quite a nice pattern. I think I can speed up a little. This pattern is hard to overdo, so and this wood is maple, by the way. Not sure if you can see that. At least you can see that it has a different texture. It's quite nice actually. But that's all I will do on the bottom because that's the side on which the piece is spinning. So you won't see it anyway. And now for a bit of color. As you can see, I do not sand these, but you can burnish them a bit with some shavings. Let's do that before I apply the colors. Alrighty. And I've bought, or my wife bought metallic markers for me, especially for this. And they work really nice. Something like that. Like I say, there's little point in doing a lot to the bottom because you will not really see it. It's always the top side that's exposed. But we'll get to that one next. I will switch camera again. And then I hope that you will be able to see me do that inlay into the grooves. No, I haven't tried that yet. It's on my to-do list, Steve. I even have the mica powder. I only do not know what adhesive I should best use for this. Okay, I've previously checked. I think I can move this camera a bit more to the side. Should give you a slightly better view of what I'm doing to the top, but the space is very limited there because I have the jaws on one side and there's only a few centimeters in between. Well, I can put this like that already. Let me grab some shavings. There's plenty of shavings on the floor here, so that's not too hard. Let's burnish that side too, instead of sanding it. Because if you have really sharp tools, then it works just as well, if not better, this way. That feels pretty smooth. But I can already see that the tool rest is too close for the decoration tool to be of any good. So let's try it like this. Now, what I have been really struggling with on with this tool is to make the so-called the leaves, petals. But I will give it another try. This is end grain, so sometimes it works, but others it doesn't, and that's annoying. Like I say, this you can do quite nice things with this tool, but it's pretty much a hit and miss. You have to practice hours on end to get predictable results. I mean, you get results regardless, but very often it is not what you want or what you expect. So let's see how this looks first. Oh, it's actually not so bad. But the camera does not really pick that up. Maybe with some color. Let me see. At first I'll do a bit more texturing on the outside. And I need a line there. Do I happen to have a pencil here somewhere? Let me see. We should have. Ah, there it is. You see. So I really have to mark out with a pencil where the pattern is. Otherwise, I can't see it. Make another line here. And maybe one here. Alrighty. So I'll make those lines first. Simply erase the pencil marks now. And then we'll do some coloring in between. What I have learned is that if you apply the color, you have to use a low speed, because otherwise the tip of your marker will burn up from the heat and you can't use it anymore then. Oh yeah. This might be too much, but we'll see. Okay. If I extinguish that large light there, maybe it will help you to see it better. This is some sort of pink, so it's not really the color that stands out very much anyway. And then I'll use this one on the pedals. Not so bad. I'll do a bit more of that. Sometimes you do not get a good coat at the first try. Okay, better. And it's also quite possible to overdo it. Okay, I think that's it for this one as far as coloring goes. So I'll switch to the smaller tool rest. And I'll cut off the base or the tip. Now I have extinguished the big 50-watt LED light that's at the tail end of my lathe, and I think the image quality has improved. Okay. Oh, maybe you can see this better overhead. It's a bit closer at least. Yeah, I think this is better. Bit more speed. I could also do this with this cue, but The idea is to have this uh, concave section, and that really works best with a spindle gouge. Also, it doesn't have to be super duper sharp. And what I then like to do after I finished it is that I apply a ring here over the joint. Black is a good color for that. So essentially that's the bottom done. Switch camera. Now I must see how I manage in this tight spot. So this is a 12mm spindle gouge. Just working at the stem a bit. Not too much there. Okay. And here I'm making on this one a little collar or a bead if you like. Better to switch views if I say I will. And for the stem, I'm making that a little bit tapered because the saying is that it's easier to give it a swing that way. And I must say I've tried it and I find that this is absolutely true. So this is also pretty much the only part that I will sand. .120 grit sandpaper this is. Okay. And then I'll put 2 lines on there with the skew. It's already wobbling. I'll mark that with some black. And I think that's basically it for this one. Do the last bit with the skew. See that metallic? It looks very nice. And the texture, let me rotate it a bit. Ah, you cannot really see that. And of course it spins. There you go. One done. I now see that I have a few more which I apparently intended to do on the chuck because they have a square end. And of course if you can grip them like this, then there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. I have a center hole at the base. Just put my tailstock center, my live center in there. Tighten it and number 2. Okay, let me keep the overhead camera for this side for the top, and I will switch to the tailstock camera for the bottom. This is basically a piece of maple which I picked from the firewood pile. And then I turned a 12 millimeter stem on it, and I drilled 12 millimeter hole through these maple, added a lot of glue, and that's how this fits together. We need a lot less wood this way. I also think that the hardwood, which I'm using here, is a lot tougher on the tip, so the thing will probably last longer. Just like the last one, I'm doing a concave here, just making small passes until I'm at the transition of the disc and the stem. Now erase my little boo-boo. Switch view. Outside, they turn longer. What the fuck? Yeah. Not sure what happened there. OBS Studio connected, disconnected, reconnected. Hello, Roy. Okay, something like that. A little more here. Actually, there's not that much turning to do on these. This one, I won't do lines. I will just do what I won't do a pattern texturing. I'll just do a few lines with colors on them. Burnishing, not forget. So I'll do the whole thing in one go this time. A trusty point tool. And of course you have the wrong view. I've made two lines. Essentially that's as much as I wanted. I'll do another band here in the middle. The grain is popping out a bit there, so I want to put some color on that. I also have green. Yeah, this one I have used before. Come on. Yeah, there she comes. So that's the markers I'm using, and you have to bump the tip a few times to get them started. But once they have started, they give quite a bit of ink. So that's good. And then, so here's one that I have never used before. So that's not the color I was looking for. Then it's probably this one. Must be. It's almost reflective green. Okay, I'll come back to the bottom later. I'll finish that center section when I have turned the tip on. So switch view. Get ready for some texturing. Lower the tool post quite a bit. Speed it up slightly. Double check tailstock pressure. Okay, let me try a spiler on this one. Not sure if that's going to work, but if you never try. The trick with a spiral is that you have to hold the tool at an angle to begin with. I mean, like this. So this is about 30 degrees. Push it into the wood and then move it down. And it doesn't look all that bad. Oh, the camera even picks that up. Cool. And I want to make a few lines. And then I'll put some more orange peel between those. So speed it up. That's where the spiral is. Okay. And like I say, you can also overdo this. Quite quickly, actually. And on top of that, if each attempt is a guess, then you don't want to try too much things, because it means messing up a workpiece. But with the orange peel, I'm fairly comfortable now. I will brush that up with a little bit of shavings before I put something on. Now, we were going with green on this one. What do we have? This perhaps? This one for the spiral. Let me see. I have another box. Here it is. Here I have something that resembles gold, metallic. Now, which ring shall I do? I thought the one in between here, but I can also do the ring on the outside. What do you think would look best? Let me know. Let's see if this thing writes. Oh yes, it does. I think I'll go with the outside. Yeah, thank you, Rob. Indeed, it looks good this way. I'll use some black here, or at least some dark color here around the stem. You see how nice that spiral came out? Quite happy with that. Okay. Alrighty. That's too much of a point. think I'll use that. Ah, sorry for that. Hey, Barry. Use that brownish red for the center here. Nice. That's looking good. Okay. It appears that I have a little bit more room here to work with. Bring the tool rest in as close as I dare. Not forget to fix it. It's just passing the jaws. Should be good. A bit lower. And I'll use my 12mm spindle gouge to make a start. Okay. Let's not make it too thin right away. To be some sort of a transition here, which is actually the hardest part of this. At least that's what I find. That's why I'm camouflaging it with color, because you always see the glue joint one way or another. The nice thing with these is that you don't have to make, or you can hardly make two the same tops. Each one is different. Okay. So this one will not have a bead, but it will have a little step, if you like, on the stem, like so. Sanding time. Okay, move that tool rest out of the way. This is some 240 grit. I'm not sure if it will work, but I'll try to put a tiny ring of gold on that stem. Somewhere there. A bit more speed would help maybe. Okay. Not sure how this will look because the wood is pretty dark, so chances are that the color will not show that clearly, but not too bad. Not too shabby. So I'm sure you guys are making stuff like this too. And if you happen to sell it, I would be pretty interested to know uh, how much one of these will have to cost. Because I really have no clue. I don't want to overprice them, of course, but on the other hand, I also don't want to go cheap because yeah, it's still a lot of work to make one. I think wood turners can never be paid by the hour, at least not on our level. I think the reward is in the joy we get from doing this because it's really fun. Wood turning in general, I mean. Whoa, it jumped a bit on me, but ah, but here it is. That's the bottom, and this is the top. We stopped at the chuck. A very fine texture in the outer green ring and a spiral on the inside. I like it. And this one spins as well. I mean, they all do. And this was not like I gave it a giant spin, just a gentle one. So what would this have to cost? Any ideas? Because I have to try and sell them in 2 months' time or such, thereabout. And then I have to know. I think these big ones should cost €6 at the minimum. Probably more even. Next one. I have another one here, which is square-ended. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. So once you have done the making the shaft and gluing everything up, you can turn out these things fairly quickly. I would also like to try this and apply the colors with children around. It seems that they like that very much. Only mine have already outgrown that age, so it will have to be on some sort of demonstration or whatever. This should be the last pass for the bottom. No, not quite. One more. Now we're there. Oh yeah, it's turning through. Only the top is not yet completely flattened. It's going to be a thin one. but I'm there. Oh, cheers, Rob. Paul says 10 pounds. That's about 10 euros. Yeah, they're nice, aren't they? I have also made smaller ones, which will probably do a bit less than that, but yeah, 8 to 10 euros is probably right. I shouldn't go too low. Okay. For this one, I feel like doing another orange peel on the bottom as well. But what I will do this time is I will put on some color first. So let's grab some shavings, burnish it a bit. It's incredible how smooth that feels. Sharp tools do so much. There's absolutely no need to sand this. So I'll put on a few lines. One here near the center. And one, two here. And between these two, I will do my texturing. Let's try something different. I also have silver. Not too much ink going out of that one. We try to get this one started on a piece of paper. Maybe this is better. This is as low a speed as I can have. It's not really a success, I must say. That's not good. Better. I'll do the rim with that color as well. Now one of these markers fell on the floor. There it is. Okay. Then I'll move the tool rest back a bit and down. Going to speed setting number 2, which is about 800 RPM. And I'll do some orange peel on this one. No, it certainly looks different. Okay. So on the bottom I will only do the inside. Let's switch back to the top. I would say since it worked so well last time, I'm going to push my luck with another spiral. What do you guys think? And if it fails, then I can probably throw this one away because it's already pretty thin, so there's not really enough wood left to erase it. You see, like so. A bit more forward because I don't want to get my fingers caught between the chuck and the tool rest. Not while the lathe is spinning, at least. Okay. Slow it down just a bit. This is about 500. An angle. Whoa. Okay. Well, it's not too bad. I ran off the edge, so there's an outward spiral now. I think I'll simply put a marker on top of that. And other than that, the spiral did come out quite nice. Okay, that's where I will do another orange peel. But first, let me look at that color I used last at the bottom. Where is it? This one. I'll do the same as on the bottom. I will put on the color first and then I will do the texturing. And I really have to go over this more than once to get everything covered. Okay. Like so. And then with the wheel straight, using the 90-degree side of the cutting wheel so that you're actually making little divots, and then just bump the wood several times like this. Okay, can do this while spinning a little faster. Okay. Oh yes. What this gives you is a very, very fine texture, which the camera will probably not pick up, but I think it looks okay. Yeah. I agree, this does not look like much now, but when it spins, it should give you an effect, some stroboscopic effect or something like that. I think I'll do the whole spiral with this. Okay, like that. Hmm. Yeah, to be honest, I don't like it. So we're going to try and remove it anyway. That's going to be interesting, right? Let's see if that worked. Ha. Okay, Steve. You're doing pens. Yeah, that center bit will have to go as well. Ooh. And then I will also redo that outside bit. A little bit of sanding is required now. Ha, better. Okay. Saved, I would say. Let's continue finishing off the bottom. Okay. Now you can see what I'm doing. slightly reduced tailstock pressure. And that's it. Okay. Better start from this side. I quite like that gold on the previous one. Let's see if we can do that again. That was 120. Here's my 240 grid. Oh, African blackwood, olive, and resin. Boah. I try to use mainly local wood, but I must agree that, for example, African blackwood is something really special, of course. It's only very expensive and difficult to get your hands on. I would have to drive quite far to get some. And then I'm above all cheap, so buying a piece of African blackwood just for that, oh, don't know. Okay, so I've used black right until the groove. Maybe I'll deepen that again a bit in order to prevent the color from running out. Okay, and then there's my gold for that center bit. Looks like I have to redo the black somewhat now because it came off. Like so. Okay. That's number 3. Okay. Test spin. Like a dream. Hi, Chris. Let me see. How long are we on now? Whoa. 1 hour 42 minutes. That's how long it took me to finish 3 of these. But admittedly, we had a difficult start. So actually, what I would also like to show you is the rest of the process. I have more of these to glue up, no worries, but or to finish. But what I start with is this, a disc of maple. I was very careful to drill out the pit because you know that's where the wood will start cracking. So if you remove that in this step, then chances are that the whole thing stays as one piece. I drilled a hole 12 millimeter. And then this spindle I already made something of a start at, but it's not nearly there. I will put it in the jaws now like this. A bit tighter. I'm aiming for a length of 10 centimeter of stem. That looks like it is quite nicely centered. Not sure. Yeah, I think this is a better view. So the whole spindle is just a little under 15 centimeters. And I'm going to make that around 12 millimeter now. Let me put a reminder there. Because I'll probably not use that bit. So I'll round this off and make it fit for 12 millimeter, and then this one should go over it. A bit of play is not so bad because then the glue also has somewhere to sit. So I'm looking for a decent fit here. A bit of tailstock. And a bit of RPMs. And right now I can still hear it, so I know that it's not round. Because the thickness of this board, because that's what it was, it is a board which I cut up into strips. It was 13 millimeters, or slightly more than half an inch. And I'm trying to make it 12 millimeter now. So if I'm centered enough, then it will absolutely be round. And of course, I prefer to use a skew for that. Now it's starting to sound as if it's almost there. So it is. So I think I'm at approximately 30 millimeter now. Actually, I'm 12 and a half. So I'll take a hair off. Let me start with a bit like this at the bottom, so that the disc will slide over a bit easier. literally stroking the wood with the cutting edge. Okay, it starts to go on already. I'll give it a bit more, but not much. Like I say, the glue also needs some space to sit. Okay, that's probably it. There's actually no need for sanding here. Oh yes. You see, that's the fit I'm looking for. It just slides over. And then I take some wood glue. Also in the hole. Then I'll just work that on like this. I don't need very much sticking out at the end because as you see how I make the tips, a few millimeters is already enough. You want to have this section as low as you can because that means the point of gravity is the lowest. So essentially this one's now done until the glue has dried at this. And I have a tiny hole in the bottom now where my center was, so I can fairly easily recenter this to where I just was and finish it. That's it. I have one more to do, but I think I will leave it at this for the live session. So thank you all very much for watching and staying with me, and hope to see you soon on the next one.